Good evening. Good evening. Just want to make sure, let's go ahead and verify that you can hear me. Mm, All right. Let's see. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much for doing that. All right, it is 5 p.m. We will go ahead and get started. Welcome to the yet another GMetrix webinar. So there was a pivot. We for last week we did integrations with our GMetrix webinar, and there have been a lot of questions and a lot of support calls in regards to that. So we wanted to circle back. We did send out an email yesterday in regards to changing up the webinar. It was supposed to be the educator journey today. Do apologize for the last minute pivot, but with the amount of questions that were received in regards to the integrations, we wanted to circle back and ensure that all the questions were answered and that we did that just for you one more time to ensure that you did understand and see if and also answer some of the FAQs that we were getting so that we can ensure that you guys have a good understanding and you are getting the information that you need. A few things I am going to share here. I'm going to share in the chat in the materials page. There is a webinar slide. It's called webinar slide that has some information that we're going to go over tonight. That has some valuable some valuable slides for you that you can utilize to help you with the integrations. So you can go ahead and you can download that. As we are going through, there will be, you can put questions in the chat. I mean, there's a button over to the top on the right hand side. It has a question mark there. You can put questions there and we are going to answer your questions. I do have tech support on here. They will be answering questions as well as myself, and we will be reading the questions aloud and answering them after we do the integrations video. Also in the chat there, you have some links to help you. The GMetrix support page is there, our YouTube page is there, LinkedIn, Facebook, our webinar page. We do have a brand new webinar page that will tell you what webinars that we have coming up and give you the links to sign up for those webinars. And then we also have the GMetrix website there. So make sure that you connect with us on LinkedIn and Facebook so that you can see we will post our upcoming webinars there, as well as any of our new courses and practice tests that we put out. Any GMetrix happenings will be posted there. You also have our support page, support.gmetrix.net. On our support page, you are able to make a support ticket. If you need help with something, they can email you there. But you also have an extensive knowledge base. And that knowledge base, so topics like how to create classrooms, student management, integration, SMS, things like Microsoft, working with the Microsoft application, the Adobe applications, accessibility features, all kinds of articles there to assist you with utilizing GMetrix, as well as many of those articles, they have pictures with the step-by-step directions, and many of them have videos as well. So utilize that resource. That's a great resource for you. And then we have our YouTube page at GMetrix Official. That's where we host our past and future webinars. And also there will be some additional videos that go over how to use the GMetrix platform, as well as some of the features on it, like training mode and testing mode and classroom study guide. So lots of things there. So I do want to make you aware of both of those resources. In addition to having that webinars page that's posted there in the chat, you are able to go to the GMetrix admin dashboard, and on the calendar there, you are able to see what webinars we have coming up and put them, you can sync this calendar to yours, and you can register from here for the upcoming webinars. And those webinars are monthly now. So our next one will be October the 2nd, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And then this is a slide that I have in the resources and the materials there for you so that you can download. And just to give you a little bit about this slide, when you do your integrations, you will have to add an app to GMetrix. And this is just letting you know what you will need to add. You will need to give each app a unique name. You will have to create one for each practice test in each course that you add to your class. So if you add, say you have entrepreneurship has 2 exams, practice 1 in training and practice 1 in testing, practice 2 in training, practice 2 in testing. So you'll have to add 4 apps to your classroom, to your Canvas module, and you need to give each one a unique name. You'll have to add the consumer and shared key. That's going to be the same for each one, and you will get that out of the admin dashboard. The launch URL, the gmetrix.net/LTI, and you want to change your privacy level to name only. This way, when you see your reports in Canvas, in the GMetrix admin panel, it will have your student's name rather than an email address or random numbers. You will have to do the custom fields, access code equals, and that's going to be your classroom code. And I put that there. And then GMetrix resource key or GMX resource key equals, and that's going to be your test or your course code. All of this information is going to be found in the GMetrix admin dashboard. All right. So what I'm going to do, I am going to go ahead and share the video for share the video so that you can see the video for the integration, and then we will come back and answer any questions that you may have. Welcome to the GMetrix LTI integration for LMS. The LTI integration is available on multiple LMS systems. It allows for automatic signing via LMS, reducing the need for separate student logins and grade passback for practice test scores. To complete the LMS integration, you will need 4 items found within the admin dashboard at manage.gmetrix.net. Those items are the classroom code, the shared key, secret key, and the course key. I will be utilizing Canvas to show you how to complete it with the LMS, as well as give you a preview of what it looks like once added into the LMS. I've already created my course, so I'm going to navigate to settings. Once I'm within settings, I will choose apps and then view app configurations. I will need to choose plus app to add an app. Each of the practice tests, you will need to add a separate app for. So for instance, with practice test 1 in training mode, you will need to add an app for 2 in training mode, for 1 in testing, for 2 in testing. So for if a program has 2 practice tests, you will need to add the app 4 times because you have to add it once in training, once in testing for each of the practice tests. And okay, I was told that the video seems quiet. Let me try one more thing so I can make sure that you can hear it. Let's see. Welcome to the GMetrix LTI integration for LMS. The LTI integration is available on multiple LMS systems. It allows for automatic signing via LMS, reducing the need for separate student logins and grade passback for practice test scores. To complete the LMS integration, you will need 4 items found within the admin dashboard at manage.gmetrix.net. Those items are the classroom code, the shared key, secret key, and the course key.
I will be utilizing Canvas to show you how to complete it with the LMS, as well as give you a preview of what it looks like once added into the LMS. I've already created my course, so I'm going to navigate to Settings. Once I'm within Settings, I will choose Apps, and then View App Configurations. I will need to choose Plus App to add an app. Each of the practice tests, you will need to add a separate app for. So for instance, with practice test 1 in training mode, you will need to add an app. For 2 in training mode, for 1 in testing, for 2 in testing. So for if a program has 2 practice tests, you will need to add the app 4 times, because you have to add it once in training, once in testing for each of the practice tests. And with that information, you want to make sure that you give each one of them a unique name so that you'll be able to tell them apart when adding them to your modules. For this one, I'm going to call it Practice 1 Training. All right, and what I will need to add from my admin dashboard, I'm going to need my consumer key and my shared key. We'll get those in a second. I'm going to go ahead and put in my launch URL. It's going to be https://www.gmetrix.net/LTI. All right, so that's https://www.gmetrix.net/LTI. With your privacy level, this is going to be important. You want to make sure you adjust your privacy level, because this is how the system is going to be able to identify your students. If you put it at anonymous, all you're going to get is a bunch of random letters and numbers. You want to put it in only, so it will identify them by name, and when it passes back the grade, it will have their name on it. You also want to add your custom fields. We'll go ahead and add these here. We're going to go ahead and add the information for our custom fields so that when we switch over to our admin dashboard, we'll be able to grab everything we need at one time. For our custom field, we're going to type in access code equals, and this is where we're going to add our classroom code. And then we're going to type in GMX resource key equals, and this is where we're going to add our test code. So again, the 4 things that we're going to need from our admin dashboard: consumer key, shared key, classroom code, and GMX or resource key. So we're going to go ahead and go over to our admin dashboard at manage.gmetrix.net. Let's go ahead and grab our classroom code first. You want to make sure that you have already added the content to your classroom code, and we'll copy that and we'll go over here and we'll paste it here next to access code. Then we will go back to our dashboard, and you want to scroll halfway down your dashboard and you'll see where it says IMS Global. All right, and with IMS Global, it's going to say resources key lookup. And we're going to go to our resources key to look up our resources key. And we're going to click LTI and secret. And with our request for LTI secret, it's going to go ahead and give us our LTI and secret key. In the past, it has been where you had to get an email, but now it's just going to go ahead and give it to you. We're going to copy that. We're going to copy that key, and we're going to go over to our Canvas and paste it in. And then we're going to copy our secret and go over to our Canvas and paste it in. Now we're going to grab our test key, and to do that, we want to make sure that we click on test keys, and we want to click on the program that we are getting the test key for. And you see you have a different test key here for each of the tests: one for training 1, one for testing 1, one for training 2, one for testing 2. We're going to go ahead and copy that key, and we are going to go ahead and paste that over here. Now, when you are, make sure there are no spaces there. When you are putting this information in, and you're putting it in for each of your practice tests, the only thing in shared key or classroom code are going to remain the same. That resource key will change for each of those practice tests. All right, so you want to be aware of that. Everything stays the same except for that resource key. We're going to click submit, and we have now successfully added it to our course. And to verify, it says practice one training here. We can choose edit, and we can see the information. Now I'll show you how to add it to your module. We're going to go ahead and go to modules. And the best way to add this to your module is going to be, I've already created a module here, but you want to click the plus, and you want to do it as an assignment. All right, you want to do it as an assignment, and we're going to go ahead and name it. So it's training 1, and you choose add item. Now we need to actually go in and edit the assignment settings. So we'll go in and we'll choose edit. And it's important that you do this step and edit those assignment settings, because so that you can have that grade pass back. If you do not put in the number of points or the percentage that you want this test to be scored out of, it will not do the grade pass back for you. So that's why it's important to add it as an assignment and then edit the settings, do your number of points, or you can do your percentage. And for here, for submission type, you want to choose external tool, choose find, and then add that practice one training there and choose select. You have it set to load in a new tab. Perfect. Save and publish it. You also want to make sure, if this is the first thing that you're adding to your module, you also want to make sure that you publish that module. So now that I've added it, I'm going to choose view as student, and I'll choose load training 1 in new window. And here it is in my test runner. I'm going to answer a few questions so that we can see the grade pass back here. You will notice that the students still have the same functionality. They will still have the correct answers. They will still have that explanation. They'll still be able to go back and change those answers if they need to. They will have that help feature there, so that if they need the help, they have that. They will be able to increase and decrease the size of those questions. I'm going to get one right so that we can show you the correct answer. All right, and we'll move on. Now, your students do still have the ability to save and come back to this test, to save and exit and come back to this test. They can go back through Canvas and open it, and it will start them where they stopped at. But for these purposes, I am going to go ahead and choose to finish this test so that we can get a score. I'm going to click finish. I'll choose finish again here. And then I'm able to see my score report. And within my score report, students are able to see, they're able to review their missed questions. They're able to see any study guide information, do any review that they need to with the questions for the test, see the different objectives and additional information available for those objectives. Depending on the video, the program that they're working in is going to dictate what they see there. It did open in a new window, so you are able to go ahead and close that window out, and we will be directed back to Canvas, and I'm still in view. So I'm going to go ahead and look at my grades there. And you see my grade has passed back. So I am able to see my grade for training 1 as a student there. And that will pass back to your SIS system. It's now in your LMS. It will go ahead and pass back to your SIS. And I'll leave the student view to show you as a teacher. I'll show you your grade book here, and this is going to be your grade book for that student, and it shows their score.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to answer a few questions and then I'm going to clarify a few things. The first one is I'm using Schoology. This integration, it is not mandatory. You can absolutely access GMetrix through gmetrix.net as a student. Your students can absolutely access GMetrix through gmetrix.net and be directed to the student dashboard, and then you will be able to see grade reports in your classrooms and additional reports in the admin panel under reports. So this is absolutely not mandatory. One of the questions is I'm using Schoology as my GMetrix integration platform. I see GMetrix in my Schoology gradebook as a whole, but I cannot see the grades for separate assignments. Is there a way to fix that? You want to make sure that you have completed the integration. Okay. All right, so make sure you completed the integration and make sure that you have added the proper number of points so that it will know how to calculate the grade. And then it says I accidentally made the privacy level email only instead of name only while adding the external GMetrix app, and now I cannot see my students' names. Can I fix that without go? You should be able to go in. Okay, you should be able to go in and change it from email only to name only. You should be able to go in and do that with the Schoology, and it will go forth from there. But you want to make sure whatever program that you are using that you choose name so that you can see your student's name. The question, can we create custom tests for AutoCAD? Yes, you can create custom tests for AutoCAD. That is available in the admin dashboard. The question is there training on where the courses are and how they work? I haven't been able to find them. I also have to study for and pass this examination by the end of October. So the courses are in the student dashboard, but you have to have a license for the courses, and then you create a code at manage.gmetrix.net, and then you will be able to access and then when you redeem that code, you're able to access those courses. But you have to make sure that you have a license for the courses, and then when you create your code, add the course into it, and then you will be able to and then redeem it, and then you will be able to see those courses. And I will show you I'll share my screen here and show you where you'll be able to see those courses at. All right. So when you go to gmetrix.net and then log in, this is a student dashboard. When you go to gmetrix.net and then log in, you redeem your code. Once you redeem your code, you will be able to see your tile and for what's in the code that you redeemed. And then once you click on that tile, you'll be able to see the courses there. You'll be able to see your study guide, your course, and the practice test if that is what you have put into that code. You're only going to be able to see what you've put into that code. So you want to make sure that you have a license for that and that you have added it into that code, and then you will be able to see it. So assignments do not need to be able, okay, so assignments do not, the question is, so each assignment needs to be created separately and added into Canvas. Will they be fully integrated gradebook assignments all at once? I know it is currently broken. So the course, the practice test, the grades for the practice test pass back to Canvas. So each practice test, you have to add an app each time for the practice test. You have to go through those steps of adding an app for every practice test. And usually there are the practice test, there's 2 practice tests. So you have to do the app 4 times, one for training, one for testing for each of the practice tests. And then once you do that, those grades for those practice tests will pass back to your Canvas. All right, those grades for those practice tests will pass back to Canvas, and then you will be able to see them. All right, let's see. Again, let's see if there are any more um, questions. One other thing that I do want to be sure to clarify for you, when you are adding, some of you are doing common cartridge. And so there are three integrations. There's a single sign-on, which will take you, it'll just take your students into GMetrix. All right, that's all that it does. It takes your students into GMetrix. There's the LTI, which is what we just did. And then there's the common cartridge, and that is when you pull your course into GMetrix. Now, the single sign-on, if you go to apps and you type in GMetrix, you just simply add your consumer key and shared key. That does your single sign-on. LTI is what we just did. Some of you have added in the, you basically imported the course, and I'll open a course to show you what that looks like. You basically imported your course into Canvas, and this is what it is. You have your glossary, your pre-assessments, your lessons, the videos, everything is right here within Canvas. So when you do that, in order for that to load, in order for that to work, you have to put in your shared and secret. But what I've noticed in some of the support tickets that I've gone through, some of you, you're putting it in the wrong place. So I'm going to show you where to put that in. So once your course is imported, you want to go to settings, you want to go to apps, view app configurations, and then you need to locate the proper app. And it's going to be whatever the course name is. All right, it's going to be whatever the course name is. So that one that we were just looking at is IC3GS6 Level 1. Locate that app, over to the radio, choose Edit, and then put in your consumer and secret key. All right, once you locate that app, go choose edit, and then put in your consumer and secret key. That it will allow you to be able to see the course. That will allow for the course to fully import and to go into the right place. So you want to make sure that you are doing that. That is, if you get the 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 error that says the consumer key that was received does not match an active testing center, that's going to be why, because you have to do that course. You have to put your consumer and secret key there. And for your consumer and secret key, you don't have to email or get an email about that. If you just come to the manage dashboard, sign in, and then you want to go to halfway down, it says resources key lookup, and you click the button, the request LTI secret. Once you click it, it's going to go ahead and tell you your consumer and secret key. So once you click that button, it will go ahead and it will tell you your consumer and secret key. And you don't have to, and then you can take that and put that into the GMetrix, into the Canvas course. So the grades for the videos and the pre and post assessments, the grade for the courses, they currently do not pass back. They currently do not pass back, but you can access those from reports within the admin dashboard. You can come over to reports and click create. And then under course report, you want a details report. And that details report will give you the report, and it will also give you it's going to be broken down by domain on that report, and you will be able to get that report for each student. And my understanding is that you can take that report and get it as a CSV, and then you can upload it to your SIS system from there. So you can get a detailed report, and it will show you your student scores on the pre-assessments, post-assessments, labs, and it'll show you their completion of the video and how long that it took. There's no grade for the video. It'll just show you your completion of the video and how long that it took the students to complete it. All right. Let's see. Set up, open in the program. Okay, so you want to do Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator. Is this still set up to open in the program? Yes. You with those, you have to have the SMS app. You have to download the SMS app from GMetrix, and you are able to open those programs. And to get that app, you can go to our support page and you can type in SMS download. And here it will take you so that you can get that app. All right, that's how you get the app. You can also go to gmetrix.net, and there is a button on the left hand side that says download SMS. All right. All right, it looks like all of the questions have been answered. Are there any more questions? Yes, our marketing department does post the webinars. Mhm. Our marketing department is posting the webinars, and they're posting them to our YouTube page. Are there any more questions? Let's see. All right, let me make sure. All right, perfect. All right, I have no more questions over on this end. You all have a great evening. We will be back here on October, the first Wednesday in October, which is going to be October the 2nd. We will be back here with another great webinar at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Please make sure that you join us, and we look forward to seeing you. You will also receive a survey immediately following this webinar. Please take the time to fill out that survey so we will know what it is that you need, what webinars are you looking for, what kind of training that you are looking for, so that we can make sure that we provide that. Thank you so much, everyone, and you have a great evening.